So today we're gonna go through another EC, which is, I still don't know what it is. I still don't know what EC stands for, but it is pretty interesting and I think that I can learn something there. It is a quiz, and the funny thing is, or the important thing to note here is that it is a quiz from 1953, I'm sorry. Or at least they say, well, I can't communicate sometimes, Could you pass a 1953 home EC class? So we're gonna see, we're gonna see if I'm able to do that. I think not, because they say it is hard and the average score is 69%. So I'm not quite sure. I really am not. Which of these gets sifted? Flour, beans, sugar, or tea? I would say flour. And yes, it is flour. For what would you most likely use a mallet? I don't know what a fucking mallet is. So let's look to that. What is a mallet? A hammer with a large, usually wooden head. Flattening pie dough, crushing ice, chasing a burglar out of the house, definitely. Or tenderizing meat. I kind of feel like tenderizing meat is, first of all, it's a cool word. This is one reason why I think I'm gonna take it. But second of all, I'm gonna tenderize meat. And it is right. It is right, motherfuckers. Did you hear that? It's right. Party invitation, question mark. It is time to make your classic upside down cake. Green apple upside down, strawberry upside down. I think pineapple upside, I think it's strawberry. Pineapple upside down. While pineapple upside down cake isn't the most pretty Instagram ready dessert, don't be fooled. This retro cake is moist, delicate, and delicious. I gotta have to look that up. Pineapple upside down. Pineapple upside down cake. I wonder. But I think it's actually pretty beautiful, isn't it? I mean, wait a second. Have a look at it. I think it's pretty amazing. But I don't know. It just totally depends on just your preferences and stuff. So I think it's cool. And the funny thing is I've recently saw it, I think, even on Instagram. But, I have seen it. What are clothespins used for? Hanging clothes in closets, mending holes in clothes, hanging laundry on a line to dry. I don't know what it is. Is this the quiz that I just don't know what it is? A wooden or plastic clip for securing clothes to a clothesline. Well, yeah, shit. Which of these fancy dishes is at risk to fall? A Bleskivas, croix au revoir, duck liver pate, or soufflé? Soufflé, question mark? Yes. Wait, I want to read. A soufflé made with whipped separated eggs rises in the oven and can fall in on itself if exposed to vibrations. Really? I didn't know that. This gave rise to the sitcom joke in which the wife is making a soufflé and the husband comes in and cheerfully bangs the door loudly behind him. Hi honey, I'm home, thereby ruining the soufflé. Note, we didn't say it was a particular funny joke, just a joke. And I was just about to say, it's not funny. No, I wasn't, but I think it is actually funny, to be honest. But anyway, which of these would get basted? Coffee, a roast, French fried potatoes, a rock. I think a roast. Fuck, man. As far as I know, a baste is a simple kitchen utensil with a squeezable bulb at the end, a hollow body and an opening at the other end. You squeeze the bulb and then release it in a pan to suck cooking juices into the body of the baster. Hold it over the roast, then squeeze it again to release the juices. The thing is, this is not the only way how you can baste things, I'm just only seeing it while, if you're having a pan and in this pan there's a piece of meat, normally a relatively big piece of meat, and you just, what do you call it? You tilt the pan to one side, so that all the sauce and also the meat is on one side, and then you just, with a spoon, take the sauce and just pour it over the meat over and over and over again, which is basting. You don't need just some fancy things there, but yeah, good. When it is appropriate to cook using a microwave, breakfast and lunch only late night snacks, any family meal without guests, microwaves hadn't yet been invented. Ooh, I would say this one, and it is right. Because I've taken this one because I'm super smart sometimes. Nah, but the thing is, this is the only kind of sensical one. All the other ones, yes, but why is it then a question and stuff? Which of these might be kept in a box, which is the next one? bread, drops, flour, zucchini. I would say bread. Even though, I mean, you could also just use some paper bag or some bag in general. It doesn't really matter, but you know, it's cool. I just really love those quizzes. I gotta tell you, I really love them. But only the easy ones, because I kind of feel like that I'm actually learning something. You know, I'm learning how to do things, and this is amazing. I enjoyed it. What kind of food might have a lettuce? Iced tea, a pie, bread, a steak. A lettuce. I would actually like to look it up. Let's take the hint. These are often filled with seasonal fruit. A pie. Certain kinds of pies, especially cherry, often have a lettuce crust. This means when the dough was rolled out, it was cut into stripes and placed across the top. Oh, I didn't know that. I hope that is called, or pronounced, to be more precise, lettuce. But yeah, it's cool. Which of these was the classic vacuum cleaner of the 1950s? Dirt Devil, Hoover, Dyson, or Sharp? Wow, I kind of have a feeling that it's not Dyson. But it's the only one that I know. I'm gonna use Dyson. Hoover. Hoovers were so big in America in the mid-20th century that hoovering was a synonym for vacuuming. You might run across the terms if you enjoy vintage 1950s novels. Pretty amazing. It's really amazing. You know, I really enjoy when, or I find it cool or interesting at least, if we as people are just developing words or synonyms for words, and or, which is also something that's pretty interesting, use brand names for certain products. You know, for example, in German, you wouldn't say like, really bad example. You know, there's some, I don't know what it's called, some tape, you know, for just, I don't know, sticking something to whatever. And we don't call it tape, just give me some tape, but we just normally use the, what normally, quote unquote, you know, so I use like Dixo, because the brand name is Dixo. And could you please give me a Dixo? Not could you please give me some tape? I know, I'm not saying this, some duct tape. But no, it's not what we do. Which of these alcoholic drinks should be kept in the kitchen for cooking purposes? Amaretto, gin, sherry. It's a pretty good one, I think. Even though I have figured out that I don't really like wine. I kind of feel like that it is just, I don't know, not good. It is, but I also have to say, like, I think the wine that I've been drinking was a really cheap one, like a really indeed cheap one. But I mean, I thought about the same way with whiskey. The first time that I've then also drank a whiskey, it was complete bullshit. I hated it. It was so ugly and so just harsh. And I was just tasting nothing of what people said, like, okay, you know, this tastes like vanilla and this smells like vanilla. But the only thing that I've just noticed was that it is fucking burning. And that's it. Maybe you just have to get used to it or stuff, but it is not cool. Vegetables cut into long, thin stripes are said to be espaliers, narrowed, juliennate, parabolized. I think juliennate, and this is something that I've learned yesterday. Fucking hell. Even though the description is a little bit different, but it is still stripes, and so it is good. What is a food mill used for? Cooling, pureeing, decorating, or reheating? Pureeing. Yes. You'll still see food mills in kitchen stores. In fact, you can pay quite a lot for one at shops like Williams Sonoma. I don't know it. The Comfort Food Craze reviewed interest in this instrument used for pureeing cream soups and smooth mashed potatoes. Food mill. Actually gonna look it up because I want to have a look at it. Because I don't know what it looks like. But I think it is a pretty handy thing. Like, of course, you could use a stand mixer or some the other mixer thing. But I think it's pretty cool. I don't know. I think especially for tomatoes, I think it makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. Some people might be using it. Definitely. I mean, some people are definitely still using it just because, I don't know, why should I buy a fucking stand mix or something else for just pureeing my things if I'm having this one? And it's not costing me anything because there's no currency, I don't have to plug it in and stuff. Also pretty cool. Anyway, for what is a trivet used? Keeping a hot pot or pan off the surface of the table, holding a cookbook open, balancing out a table's legs, or mixing pastry dough. I think it is the first one. And it is also something that I have learned yesterday. A trivet, which is kind of a small wooden or plasticky or whatever plate so that if you just have a pan or a pot or whatever and you want to just put it on a table, that you're not burning the fucking table. Because that's very easily done apparently. I haven't tried it out because I'm normally always using a trivet or however you're pronouncing it, I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch mixed with 2 cups water makes a good salad dressing, stain remover, spray starch for iron, hair gel. Please be not a hair gel. Please not. Stain remover. Spray starch for ironing. I assumed that it is like just more gelatin-like. I don't know why, but cornstarch has a variety of household uses. And this, by the way, was also something they have been talking about yesterday as well. For you, it's probably not going to be yesterday, maybe. It depends on how I'm uploading the videos, but yeah, interesting. That's my point. Which of these would a 1950s housewife mostly likely use to make coffee? An espresso maker, a percolator, a French press, or a stovetop cafetiere? I would say a French press. Fuck you. What is a percolator? A percolator has a heating element at the bottom and forces boiling water repeatedly up through the grounds. It fell out of favor in the 1970s when the Chandler drip coffee maker was introduced. Percolator. What is a percolator? Percolator. I've written it wrongly. Percolator. Ah, I see. But I gotta have to say, I mean, there's different ones. First of all, we're having one where there's no just electrical thing on the bottom, but you're actually pouring the water also in from the top, I guess. And on the very bottom section, if you're just seeing this, wait, I'm searching for another one, like this one here. But, I don't exactly know how this works. I think in the bottom there, you're having the coffee and then you pour in the water and then it just gets pressed up and stuff. And there is a sieve in there as well or something. I'm not quite sure, but something like that. And you're heating it apparently, or just actually. But anyway, but I can understand like just why they're using the other one. The length of time meat needs to roast depends on its cost, cut, none of these weight. But also, it also comes up to the cut, I think. Because in general, because the point that I'm willing to make is if you're getting a very good cut of meat, then, I don't know, maybe it's going to be fattier. Probably it's going to be fattier with a nicer marmorized meat, I guess. Anyway, let's move on. A close cousin to the cookie cutter is the cookie press, sieve, tin, press. Yeah. Which of these dishes is literally set afire? Cherries Jubilee, flan, cassoulet, or gazpacho? It's not gazpacho, which I think is something with either. Well, anyway, I don't know. Cherries Jubilee, flan. I would like to go for flan because it just sounds like flame. But I'm gonna go for Cherries Jubilee. Yes! Motherfucker. It's sometimes called Cherries Flambe. Pro tip, tilt the pan so that the fruit mixture slides towards you, then pour the brandy into the top far half to keep the flames away from you. To be honest, as far as I know, the whole just, what is it called? Flambeing is just apparently not that necessary. Why is it? Nah. I think it is loading. I hope that it is loading. I assume that it is loading. Anyway. What is the best order in which to iron clothes? Largest garments to smallest, slowest heat garments to highest, smallest garments to largest, and highest heat garments to lowest. I would go for, yes, it's working, smallest garments to largest. Why? Lowest heat garments to highest. Ironing in this order limits the chances of scorching something with excessive heat. Well, okay, I gotta have to say this makes sense. I just thought, let's take the smallest one first because if they get dry, then it is, or completely dry, then I think it is not that good, isn't it? Or I'm just talking bullshit. I think I'm talking bullshit. A tool with a wooden handle and a grit or squiggle of inflexible metal below is probably a icebreaker, all of the above, potato masher, all of the above. Fuck you. Potato masher. How many times should you flip meat while pan frying it? I mean, you could do it pan frying. I would just flip it once, I guess. Or just the highest amount I would flip something is 3 times. In total, so twice actually. But I would say once. And it is right. Motherfucker. Amazing. Why are the items like bedspreads and pillows frequently aired out rather than laundered? To avoid exposing them to waterborne microbes to save the cost of water? Because frequent laundries harms them. It's what grandma did. Because frequent laundering harms them. This is going to be the last one for today. Which of these veggies should be served creamed? What does should mean? Corn, peas, spinach. Oh, would be served creamed. And almost often it's going to be spinach. All of the above. Fuck you. Fuck you. Not you as a listener, but fuck you to whoever made it. No, just joking. But why? You know, the biggest problem that I'm having with quizzes in general is that you can state questions or you can make questions in a way that are just completely ununderstandable or not understandable, which is not cool. Really not. I don't appreciate that. Really don't. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna end the episode there, you know, and I think, what's the time actually? The time is fine, you know. I think now I'm gonna record another one and maybe even a third one, but I don't know. It's probably gonna be a quiz again, you know. Maybe I'm also recording it and then cutting it because this is more of an effort than anything else. But yeah, I wish you the best health, of happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're gonna remind yourself and you're gonna be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a nice person and then also being remembered as a nice person, which is a pretty cool thing, you know. Yeah. Anyway, 3 other questions that I'm having for you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most, essentially, as well. Then another question is: what could you do, what could you say, what could you make, but especially say, that is really going to change somebody's life? Because I believe totally that we all can say something and that we all can do something that is really going to make a difference. And this is amazing if you think about it. But yeah, with that being said, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for listening or watching, and I'm hopefully going to see you the next time. So bye bye. Thank you very much. Stay cool, stay healthy, stay patient and kind.